Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney on the Believe Network. As always, shows brought to you by our good friends at Bet Online. If you're going to do any wagering on the NBA, the NHL, the playoffs, golfing, baseball, I don't know why you bet on baseball, Pete Rose, you never know. Make sure you go to Bet Online and use the promo code BELIEVE. They've got the best wagering news and notes. They do all of pretty much everything. I'm telling you, if you could like bet on somebody's spit distance, and you could probably get good odds through Bet Online. So they do a great job of supporting the show. We're thankful for them. So check them out, betonline.com. Use the promo code BELIEVE, and we're rolling. Today's guest down at the lab down here at 6-0 Football Academy is Michigan Center national champion and soon to be NFL offensive lineman Drake Nugent from Highlands Ranch High School and longtime Dungeon family. Looking at his jerseys right here on the wall, and it's been a long time coming. Drake, sitting at the end of this table when you were 15 years old, staring at me with salsa and being like, "Yeah, I want to go do this." I was like, "This is the way." It's been full circle to say the least. Obviously, the pride that I feel as a coach, and now building into this friendship relationship is you move into the NFL and part of the same union and all the brethren, right? Yeah, exactly. Brother, just tell everybody about your early journey. First of all, welcome to the show. Tell everybody about your just early journey and what it meant to be part of this place and some of the foundation that you took into both Stanford and all the games you started there, and then we'll move into Michigan.
Yeah. So I came in here at was it 8th grade, like Martin Luther King Day weekend. It was that Monday. And obviously we've been building our relationship with Matt and the guys in here and, his family ever since. But like as a kid,
8th grade, bro. How old are you now?
23.
23. And you just did 5 years in college?
Yeah. It's been a decade now.
Like a decade, yeah.
It's not even 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years, dog.
Yeah. It flew by like that. I mean, that's especially my first couple of years, you almost don't really even know what's happening. I kind of just like dreading each fucking day, like, God, like he fucking hates me. Like I don't want to fucking go in there, but I know I have to. But then as you get older, like throughout high school and stuff, like you start to earn a little bit more respect. Like the guys, not just from Matt, but like the guys in the group, and you start to enjoy it a lot more, and just you look forward to it. As you start to train yourself and how you carry yourself in each workout and how you approach your training in general. But I mean, it was like those first couple of years, I knew going into Highlands Ranch, I was gonna have to work my balls off because I was always an undersized guy. And
you and Salsa went and started as freshmen.
Yeah. Salsa got hurt, and then I started. So he kind of went down, so I kind of sneaked my way in there and shout out Salsa for getting fucking leg snapped in half. But
Austin Johnson is who we're talking about, big walk. He's going to be the starting center up at Purdue next year. We had Coach Walters on, his coach, the other day, and he was raving about him. And he's getting better from his shoulder and whatnot. And he's next. He'll be going on 11 years next year. So we get through the process. Look, Drake was a model student, if you even want to call him that. But the work that we put in, I was a lot meaner back in the day, even though people think I'm mean now.
Yeah,
I've toned down a little bit. I'm not as mean as I used to be, but at the same time, this place has put out. I mean, one of these days I got to just get a testimonial from everybody that's been through the doors.
Yeah,
and just do I don't know how long that video is going to be, but it's going to be fucking long.
It was long when I joined.
It was long when you joined, and now it's. I mean, the list is long and distinguished, to say the least. So you get to Stanford, you ball out there, and. Look, I remember last year sitting in here and you being like, I really want to go play somewhere where it's special. Like Stanford's cool, you got an education, beer the tree and shit, but you wanted to go play somewhere. You wanted to go somewhere special your senior year.
Yeah.
You end up playing for Coach Harbaugh in Michigan, going 15-0, winning the Natty.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking special. I saw all the rings. And not only that, dog, you did it with Connor and Reese and Gentry and all these Colorado kids. Yeah. I thought all the Colorado kids couldn't play.
Yeah, it's
fucking great. So talk about last year, bro. Obviously, everybody in the country wanted you guys to lose. You're playing the villain. Coach Harbaugh's getting suspended. Shit is going down. Bombs are going off everywhere. And your whole team's just Michigan against everybody, double fingers. Tell everybody about that.
Yeah, to start off, one day someone's going to make a fucking movie or...
No, the documentary.
The documentary's going to be...
You better get ready for that.
Awesome.
It's coming.
I'll get a call from fucking Netflix or someone. Hey, we need to do an interview.
Well, I mean, how many guys were first team all Big Ten on that squad? You and how many others?
I think we had like 18 total guys.
18 guys that were recognized from first team to honorable mention of 13.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
That's like the entire start.
I think
all the starters.
I think 24 actually got recognized, but
So
18 made first or second team, which is basically the whole starting.
holy shit, bro. That's just like everyone on Michigan's team was the first team. Good talk.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, like last year, I left Stanford and I was coming off knee surgery. So like I was kind of like almost felt trapped in a way. And I would call coaches and say like, look, like I just had knee surgery. Don't know if that changes your mind, but I want to be upfront with you. Some of them hung up. Some of them never talked to me again. And then Coach Moore, on the other hand, was like, we don't give a fuck. Like, we still want you.
We see the tape.
Yeah, we see the tape. We know what you are. It wasn't a big knee surgery anyway, but like, you know, when I say that, like,
everyone freaks out.
People might get skeptical.
Except for the Falcons. They just took Michael Penix last night.
Yeah. No, fuck that.
Shit, man.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
I was like, really? Kirk Cousins is in his house like, what?
Kirk Cousins like, what the fuck's going on?
What is going on?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Coach Moore brought me in, and I knew Michigan was the spot that I wanted to be at when I entered the portal. Just knowing that like they were coming off the Joe Moore stuff, like they were consistently beating Ohio State, winning the Big Ten like for the past 2 years. And I was like, fuck, like if they bring any guys back, like they're gonna be hungry, especially after the TCU game. Like
no, that's just 2 years.
Like,
right? Georgia whipped their ass the year before,
and then TCU
they had 2 years of it.
Yeah, so then finally, like I was like, damn, they're gonna be just as hungry as I am, even though I'm not even on the team right now. So, they brought everyone back, and like, at first, like it's kind of like what everyone talked about, like, yeah, we want to go win a natty, or we want to do this, we want to do that. And, like, talk is fucking cheap, but yeah, like we backed it up, like it was like that was like the best part about it is like
give me goosebumps, dog.
We fucking talked about it all year long, everything we did, all of our signings, like, yeah, we're gonna get you guys as natty, all of our fans, like we went out there and we backed it up for 15 games straight.
So talk about the camaraderie with your guys, because it's like you walked in and you knew all these cats your whole life. You all became boys immediately.
Yeah, we really did.
You guys are all just like connected at the hip. It's like you're just a bunch of just ass kicking trench monsters. Just everybody's motivated in the right direction. Like one guy fights, we all fight.
Yeah. And
it's just a big family. Talk about how easy it was to take a football guy, Drake Nugent, you're a football guy, and put him with a bunch of football guys.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta say it yourself. Like it was kind of just like a seamless transaction. I think Coach Moore could see it when he met me that I was like a good fit for the guys. But at the same time, I did take an official visit there. Was a year and a half ago before like I went in, and because I wanted to make sure like they weren't a bunch of just like fucking weirdos. Where like sometimes linemen in some places can be a little fucking weird.
Little weird,
and I'm like, yeah,
bro, and born up of them are real weird.
That's more fucking weird.
Weird.
Like, I don't think that's
cool. That's cool, but we're looking for grunts.
Yeah, I was like, I want to do some gritty ass fuckers who like get after it on the weekend, like not be a bunch of stiffs and shit. So, I went out with them on that weekend for like 2 nights in a row, and I was like, these are my fucking guys. Yeah, I was like, these are my fucking guys. So, that's what I do. That we're gonna be pretty good boys, and obviously I had to go there and like earn respect, like in the weight room and on the field and stuff like that.
That didn't take long,
but we had the off-field relationship like that.
So look, obviously, you guys were rolling last year. You're 5-0, 6-0. You go to Lincoln, you win the Bussin' Trophy, bust that ass.
Yeah, that
great picture afterwards. Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate you. And then Coach Harbaugh gets suspended. What, a second time?
Yeah,
right.
First 3 games.
First 3 games, and that you rolled over people. But the Big Ten, being suspended in the Big Ten right before you go to Happy Valley, the biggest game of your year, that's fucking
last 3 games. We had.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the first one was Happy Valley, right?
Yeah, it was insane.
Okay, so then the whole country, everybody in the country, is on Michigan's back. We need to vacate. Everyone's talking shit, and it's like, oh, okay. And then you guys went out at Penn State against a top 5 defense in the country with multiple NFL guys on it, and ran the ball 32 straight times to end the game and win.
Yeah, I didn't even know that happened until afterwards.
Yeah, I know. I called you on the phone, and I was like, bro, do you know what you just did? You did 30 and then 2 deal downs.
Yeah.
That's
crazy by football.
Bro, that immediately, the next day, or on Monday when everybody's doing the media, the first thing I said was, I don't give a fuck if they've got literally the other team's playbook. You have to, once you let that trench warfare, you have to line up and stop somebody.
9-on-7.
It's 9-on-7 the whole game. The whole fucking game. I've never seen anything like that before. Talk about just how, when you get D linemen on skates, how good it feels. 32 straight runs, dog, just line up and go, and you just smile at me.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a testament to, like, Coach Martin, good game plan going to that game, and, like, obviously we had Corm and Dono that game who both had good games. They both had touchdowns. Like, Penn State's defense was very athletic and very fast. They had a lot of good athletes, but yet I think that was the best thing for us because, like, when they're doing a bunch of stunts and, like, jumping around in gaps and shit,
you guys are going.
We're just going forward, and some gap somewhere is going to be open. And our backs did a great job of, making one guy miss or just making guys pay for misgapping their or misreading their gap or misreading the run and fucking just kept going.
32 straight runs.
Yeah,
they should do a documentary on that.
Yeah,
just call it 32. We'll just go over each play for 32. That's like 12 minutes of fucking game time.
Yeah,
by the way, too. So that was a really fast second half. You roll into the second half of your season. You walk in to play Ohio State in Ann Arbor, 1-2, undefeated. Everything's on the line. Whoever wins this game is going to the fucking playoff because you're going to beat Iowa in the Big Ten title. I mean, look, you've been some part of some pretty big rivalry games in your life, but I just want you, like, just try and articulate what it feels like inside that place when that's about to happen.
I don't know, especially that was in Ann Arbor.
Palms are starting to
Yeah, especially that once it was in Ann Arbor, like it just felt fucking different that week. Like just in the facility, like everyone knew that it was fucking time, and like people just like, well, like I don't want to say their buttholes were tight, but like it just like it clinched a little bit, like
bro.
It was just a little bit of more.
If you walk around as a coach and you're like feeling hands, you're not a little wet. I ain't interested. It's like a good form.
You could just definitely tell, and then obviously game time happens.
React to that. You've been around forever.
But yeah, I mean, then the game starts. Obviously, like I was probably more nervous that game than any game in my entire life. And then as soon as like the first 3 plays happen, like get one run, get one pass in, just start hitting pads, and like all the nerves go away. It's like it really was just like another football game, but at the same time, like the crowd, you can definitely feel like when we score, like the crowd is amped up 10 times.
It's not like the farm.
Yeah, it's like, and then we're on defense too. Like we had like a pretty good crowd, or we had a great crowd every week, but like you could just feel like I'm sitting on the sideline on the bench and like the defense like third down, and you're looking at each other like, holy fuck, like it's loud.
I can't hear anything.
It's loud as shit.
You can't hear a damn thing.
Yeah, like sometimes like through other games like Indiana and shit, like they're not gonna be all balls out super loud for Indiana third downs. Like we're kicking the shit out of them. Like who cares? But
this is the most on the show ever. So get your mind right. This is lineman talk, baby.
Like who cares? But then Ohio State game, it's just like from top to bottom. Like even you walk down Main Street or wherever, and like people are just, you can just tell that it's fucking Ohio State week. And the whole year, obviously, we talk about that game leading up to it. So like, you're definitely mentally and physically ready for it. It's just whether or not you go out and fucking execute.
And it goes down to the end.
Yeah.
You guys score, take the lead on a corn run, right?
We got the ball with like 8 minutes left, and or like 9.5 minutes
and
left.
You ate the whole clock.
It was the greatest feeling. I'm like, you were fucking just 3 runs, 4 yards, 5 runs.
I mean, that's just like Penn State, just lining up and saying "fuck you" and going
great. Vertical. And then we get down the red zone.
Demoralizing too. Look, as a defensive lineman, like there's nothing more demoralizing than knowing that they're getting 4 yards a clip.
Yeah.
Like I'll have 15 tackles, and you'll beat us 31-7. Like, but you take 8 minutes off the clock, right?
Yeah, and then we knew that they still had Kyle McCord and Martin Harris. It's like, fuck, like minute and a half. Like,
I was at my house like, fuck, they still got Martin Harris.
Yeah, I was like, they still got some fucking time. Like, we didn't because we kicked that field goal, and like I felt good about it. Like we're up 6. I was like, fuck, a touchdown here in a minute and a half's big, but like it's a big difference between a field goal in a minute and a half and a touchdown in a minute and a half. So I felt pretty comfortable, and they had like 2 big passes right away. I'm like, motherfucker.
Straight down over the 50.
Yeah, I was like, great, this is not fucking looking good. Our defense was
not cool.
I was like, fuck, maybe someone stop something.
You're just sitting there like, please.
Yeah.
Please, little 8-ounce.
Yeah, and our defense,
4-ounce baby Jesus.
Yeah, and they're kind of driving on us, and our defense was used to just kicking the shit out of people on the first 3 snaps, getting off the field. So like they got a little tired, and it's 2-minute drill. So you're like, fuck, like the we're losing a little bit of juice here. Like, can't let up here. And then finally pick. Fuck yeah, game over.
So look, you go crazy. They rush the field. I'm sure that was a good evening.
Yeah.
Michigan versus everybody. High five. If you want those stories, come in here and work and go live them. That's what we do here. We're not going to tell those stories. Those are after game stories. You beat Iowa in the Big Ten. Ring.
Yeah.
You go to the Rose Bowl. You draw Alabama. Now, you can't look at me in the face and go, yes, we drew Alabama. You were like, Florida State. Fuck, Alabama.
Yeah, we're like, motherfucker. Like,
and that, when they did it, I was like, they are making this shit as hard as possible.
Yeah.
Because Florida State should have gotten in if you're going by who's earned it.
Yeah, record-wise.
But Alabama was a better team.
Yeah.
So the committee was like, you know what? Fuck Michigan. We're feeding them Alabama. Saban. Talk about like what Harbaugh said when you guys figured out you got Alabama, because they had this strain on the whole team, and half the team was like, yeah, the other half the team's like,
well, I don't think the team itself didn't matter, but like in that clip, like you see, like like all the equipment staff guys,
it was equipment staff
who were in the back, and they're like,
so we were watching equipment staff,
and all of us in the front, like, fuck it,
Alabama is.
Like it's kind of like the same mentality that we had throughout the whole year, like when everything was happening. You kind of just say, like, fuck it. Like, who cares? Like, let's go rip it, Like,
and talk about the Rose Bowl, the playoff atmosphere, going back to the Bay or going back to California, kind of full circle. You played at UCLA when you were at Stanford, obviously. That's when you're in the Pac-12, playing at the Rose Bowl is a big deal. Mm-hmm. So you get to go back there and play Alabama, and that shit goes to overtime. You guys run that misdirection, dump off. Everybody goes fucking nuts, and you guys are on your way to the net.
So that was it was historical, that game. I mean,
it was almost, look, the national championship was badass.
So the Rose Bowl,
but the Rose Bowl was better.
I 100% agree. I mean, the national championship meant more, but the Rose Bowl was like,
it was one of the best college football games I've ever watched.
It was insane.
And it was nuts. Like, it's giving me goosebumps. I didn't play in this shit. I can only imagine how your pops, Terry Nugent, felt. Like, Terry's a great friend of mine. I love T. And I used to talk to him after every game. He'd be like, yeah, well, he's doing good. I'm like, he's fucking killing it, dude.
That's always why I went to Stanford, too, because, like, they were going to Rose Bowls, every other year and shit.
And in that class, you and Bear Miller both went together from Eagle Crest and you from Highland Ranch into that, in there from Dutchman.
Yeah, and then, shit didn't work out how we wanted to there, but, like, the fact that I went to Michigan and then still had the chance to play in the Rose Bowl, like, the game that I always wanted to play in. Like, it was just like the fucking cherry on top, especially against Nick Saban and Alabama, like a team who would have never even blinked at me coming out of high school. Ever.
You know what their offensive line coach is now? Kaplan.
No shit. I think it's the Cardinals.
He was with Baylor, and then they got rid of the dude in Alabama when Saban left, and he got the job at Alabama. So Kaplan, he's the man. Fucking Q squad, right? I love him.
Yeah.
He loved you coming out of high school. Yeah, I remember they didn't offer you though, right? Stupid asses. Yeah. But look, Kaplan's at Alabama, just saying. So look, you guys win the Rose Bowl, that fucking explodes. And then Washington beats Texas in a great game.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah, I was surprised by it too. I thought we were gonna get Michigan, Texas. And next year, like, isn't the opener Michigan, Texas?
Second game.
That's gonna be a great
Maze out night game.
That's gonna be awesome. You won't be able to go though because you'll be playing on time.
I'll be on TV though.
So look, you get Washington, and you look across the field at Washington, and Roger Rosengarten and Zach Henning are staring back at you.
Yeah.
Two more guys from Colorado. Rosengarten from Valor, was part of the Dungeon family for about a year and a half before, and then Henning was a 5-year guy from 8th grade, just like you, until he left for Washington. So again, I thought Colorado kids couldn't play, Drake. It seems to be the consistent here is everywhere you go, you either see Dungeon family, taking pictures with Dungeon family. It's like somebody you worked with in this room that built that bond is on the other sideline or in your locker room with you. Yeah. Like, that's not a fucking coincidence, dog. Yeah, Number one, this place is trench heaven. Like, there are dudes here. Big guys flourish in Colorado, to say the least. But also, 6-0 is different. So talk about how cool it was to not only see them and have that experience, but then beat their ass.
Yeah, I mean, I've been good buddies with Roger for fucking ever.
And Rogers about to get drafted today too.
Yeah, he'll be.
Rogers going to get picked up quick. He's a hell of a player.
Yeah, he's damn good. And I mean, I remember being Saul's playing against him when he was a fucking Valor.
Yeah,
He's playing D-line.
You guys been here training together forever.
Yeah, it was. We go way back, and it's kind of one of those things like we never like super that super close on a personal level. Like at the same time, like we always kept in contact. Like we're boys.
It's a mutual respect between players, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And I have the most utmost respect for that kid. And like especially after watching tape all year, while I was at Stanford and Michigan, Washington guys, and he has the cleanest pass set I've fucking seen.
Did you see his drop step jump set?
Yeah,
it went viral, bro. And I was watching, I was like, oh my god,
he's out there playing fucking chess. I swear, like he's
nasty.
Yeah, he's good.
Walked in and was like, I'm a D lineman, and I was like, like, oh, you paid, dog.
Yeah, we all think the fucking D lineman.
Everybody thinks they're D lineman, even me.
They get to college, like, yeah, I'm a D lineman.
I got through college. I went to the league as a D lineman. And then I got there, and everybody was better than me, and I was like, shit. And they're like, you play hard, you can move to guard. And I was like, do it.
And you're a white guy.
You're a white guy over there. Yeah, wrong. So look, you win the Natty, you go 15-0. I know we're harping on this, but this is pretty fucking cool, dog. You're the first guy in the entire history of the Dungeon family. You're the only guy that's got a national championship. With you and Connor and Reese, right? So all three of you, but you're the only starter on that team, right?
Yeah.
And talk about just you sit down afterwards, you light your stogie. And you're 15-0, you're national champs. You got 4 rings on one hand in a year.
Yeah, 1 year.
Fuck you, man.
That was awesome.
1 year?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite out of the 4?
The Rose Bowl rings. Cool.
Do you feel corny wearing all 4 at the same time? Or do you you put all 4, you put 2 on one hand and 2 on the other hand?
A straight douchebag.
Yeah, who cares? Which one did you pick?
They didn't, it's all measured for this hand.
What?
Because they weren't really expecting us to have all 4. They're going to do one big ass one like that was just like
all 4 in one ring,
like brass knuckle fucking shit. Like brass knuckle fucking.
That's what you should do. You take all 4 of them and make them brass knuckles and just slide them on.
Fucking awesome.
That'd be pretty cool. I bet you could go do that. They could mold the shit together.
That's a pretty good idea.
That's a good idea.
Take that
full of good ideas.
Take that to fucking Joss or whatever.
Full of good ideas. All right, so look. It's over, you're 15-0, and now the second part of this happens, and you go down to Dallas and work with one of the guys who I think is the best in the business, and you got a real taste of what it's like to be around. I don't know how many first rounders.
Yeah,
everybody.
We had 3 to go yesterday.
Like, bro, I want to move to Texas and open my business there. Yeah. Just be like, we think we're profitable in Denver. Move to Dallas.
Yeah, the Dallas guys. Even the pros that were there training while we were
Texas
there.
Different, dog.
All those
and
guys,
it's not 4 degrees outside.
Yeah, they have because their home base is there, and it's cheap to live there for them in the off season. They have these great places to train and shit. Women are beautiful.
It's Texas.
It's Texas. You can shoot shit whenever you want.
It's Texas.
Yeah, I mean it's
awesome.
It's pretty damn
it's America,
especially for an NFL.
It hasn't turned into Russia yet.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
They're fucking
filling up the streets. Yeah. We weren't going to get political, but then we talked.
Yeah, that happens.
So just talk about your experience down there with Duke, all the guys you worked with. Didn't you work with the big guard Center? Didn't he go with him?
Zinner was at Exos in Dallas.
Zinner was at Exos. Okay.
But I was at the Sports Academy. But I was with the Zach Frazier. He's my center from West Virginia, center from Georgia, Cedric Van Pran, Amarius Mims. He went last night to the Bengals.
Bro, have you ever seen a more put together human being than him?
Him and Olu are the two. They're great dudes too. I fucking love them. And I stand up there. I'm like, I thought I was big. What the fuck? Dude,
Mims got drafted.
He's played 8.
Walked onto the stage, and Roger was like, "Welcome," and he's like, "It's all mine."
He played 8 games in college. And you're like,
first one,
fuck. I'm like, that guy's a fucking physical.
He's a monster.
He's a monster.
Monster.
And they don't have
any. I'm trying to tell all these white boys around here in Parker. I'm like, you don't know what you're getting into.
You're not just competing.
Get your fucking mind right.
Yeah, you're not just competing like beating all these guys and the drills and shit in here.
Beating bankers.
You got to be able to beat fucking the guys down south.
Yes.
Recruited.
Who need football.
Who fucking
need football, dog. They don't just like football.
Yeah. So you gotta. It's not just once you take over this room, it's okay, cool, but at the same time. you go to college or, you go to the NFL or whatever fucking team, and there's guys everywhere.
All right.
That are way bigger, way stronger, way faster than you. And if you somehow are that guy that's the biggest, strongest, fastest everywhere you go, then you're probably going to be first round fucking pick. But there's only 32 of those every year.
So. It sure is. And look, now it's the second day of the draft. All right. We're going to run this today, but we'll be running it next week. By the time Monday hits, you'll be gone. You'll be on a plane, either going somewhere as a free agent like me, or, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round, something like that, right? Because that's today's 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's 5, 6, 7.
Today's 2 and 3.
2 and 3. All right. So look, we got a lot of space there. I remember my agent was like, "You go anywhere 3rd round, 7th round undrafted." And I'm like, "That's like 200 picks, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of range. Like that's really breaking it down, though. Funny, let's say it's only digging you. But look, what do you? I know you're just looking for an opportunity, dog. I know you are. That's all you need.
Yeah.
All you need. That's all you've ever needed. Just let him play, and he will never leave the field.
Yeah.
Right? That's the way it's been your whole life. So what are you looking for at the next level? Other than just opportunity.
I never really thought that far, to be honest with you. Obviously I want to go into a spot that has like a good city, great fucking fan base. I want to be able to go somewhere that has a good offensive scheme for me to where I can be successful. But yeah, outside of those, like at the same time, like this isn't really like college where you're
just give me an opportunity, baby.
Yeah, like just fucking go, give me an opportunity. Even if it's the wrong team in preseason or whatever, like guys jump around teams 3-4 times before the season starts. I just give me somewhere and I'll be able to put some shit on tape. But yeah, I think going to a good organization too is huge. Just how they treat the players and how they handle their families and like a good strength staff, and stuff like that. I'll be able to stay there and train.
And look, one of the things that I knew at Stanford that you were a pro. I knew it. But when you got to Michigan, their strength program's different. Your body changed. Your first step changed. You're surrounded by guys that, no offense, might be better than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you were the best guy at Stanford. The guys here are a little bit better than you. And you're the undersized center, no offense. I'm not talking shit. But then you're going out and you're dominating Penn State, you're dominating Michigan, you're dominating Iowa, top 5 defense, you dominate Alabama at the point of attack, you dominate Washington at the point of attack. Well, those are all pros.
Yeah.
Everybody you're playing against is a pro. What kind of how do I say this? What kind of when you got done with the season and your first team All Big Ten and a national champion, now you got to know that anybody in the NFL is a target, right?
Yeah. It was
like it gave you that kind of confidence to just walk out that I don't really give a shit who you line up against. Be a 10-year vet.
That's what I needed too. It's like
that's what I'm saying.
I there were some great people I went against in the Pac-12 in my couple of years there, but at the same time, like the Big Ten defenses up front were just different. Like they're just bigger, stronger, faster. Like they're more stout. They may not be the best football players top to bottom every time, but like as a front 7 unit, like they were just better top to bottom in my opinion. Even teams like Indiana, Purdue, we score wise beat the shit out of them, yet we still struggled up front at times with teams like that. So I think, especially going against our guys in practice every day. Like going against them in camp, like definitely gave me the confidence for the whole season. Like, shit, I block these guys in practice.
Did free technique come out?
No, he's a sophomore. He's gonna be a top 5 pick.
Jesus, dude. What's his name?
Mason Graham.
No, there's 2 of them. Who's 78 then?
KG. He's Kenneth Green. He's going out.
He's coming out next year too.
Yeah.
So both of them are back.
Yeah.
Have fun running the ball, people. Yes. Not happening. All right. So look, we'll get you out of here on this, Drake. And again, we've been doing this for going on a decade now. Yeah. You're about to get into the NFL. Hopefully drafted this weekend. As your coach, the amount of pride I have is unbelievable, bro. You know how I feel about you and your boys and everybody else. There's a great picture over there of you and Jake and Salsa and Reese and Bear, we all trained at the same time, sitting in front of the 6-0 sign. I posted it, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, man, this is a long time ago. And it feels like 5 minutes.
It does.
And, you're 23 now. You got the world by the balls, as you should, and you've earned it. And my boy's sitting right there. And there's a bunch of other young Dungeon family in here that started. They're all 12, 13, 14-year-old, 8th grade kids. including mine. In the best way possible, what's your message to them? Because, bro, when you walked in here and you're looking up to Sam Jones and Chris Fox and guys like that, and like, look at the NFL. I get trained with the NFL guys today. I'm working with government shit. Like I'm in the lab, right?
Right.
You're like a junior in high school.
Yeah.
Well, now you're that guy,
Yeah.
and they're looking up to you, and that's what this fucking place is.
Yeah.
So just give your message to everybody watching, and especially the big one right there. Who's next? Because I just literally, bro, the same thing I used to do for you in salsa when you come in, bust your ass, we put your tape up, tag all the coaches, and send it out. I literally just posted him and Tank working together. Tank's on the way to Oregon State. And I posted about 12 coaches and wrote recruiter play. Yeah. And now they're starting for him. So what kind of advice would you give this next generation at 6-0?
For me, I always felt like I was super spited and like just doubted, and I think that gave me an extra chip on my shoulder. But at the same time, it almost like I was able to hear the doubt in the back of my head. It's like that drove me. Like the fear of not like becoming who I truly could possibly be was like my driving factor. And I think that everyone always says like trust the process, which is true. Like it's a daily process. Like you got to be able to do your work day in and day out and stay focused and do all that shit. But I think like if you can attack each day 100% and like do everything 100%, everything you do, like you will catch up. And like, because there's a lot of fucking guys out there that I've played with at both spots that aren't like that. And if you are a guy that has all the physical tools and you can do that, your path will be extremely easy. But like, if you're a guy like me who had to fucking deal with some bullshit here and there, I still was able to do that, and I still am in a good spot. So like, I think it's like the small, minute things within the process on the daily that will get you to where you want to be. Like just simply effort. Like if you can just simply just go as hard as you possibly can at each workout, eventually you will catch up and they will fall off. So take that.
One of Colorado's finest and a guy who's going on a decade in here, Dungeon Family, 2024 national champion. The all Big Ten first team center at the University of Michigan. I love that shirt. They got to get me one of those. Michigan versus everybody. Man, that went fast, dog.
Yeah.
I do remember sitting on the other end of this table and being like, it's going to be really hard. I'm going to try and fuck you up. I'm going to try and run you out of here. Yeah. You and Salsa, you guys better lean on each other. Yeah. I'm so proud of you, homie. Yeah. This weekend's going to be fantastic. All you need is an opportunity, and there's going to be another decade. We're going to be at your retirement party. So all the love in the world to you and your family. And, the young guys walk in here, everybody that watches this shit, this is why we grind. The 4 rings and the Stanford education. I mean, now what you get, your grad, you can go out to grad school in Michigan when you want to, right?
Yeah, I'll figure that out.
So you'll figure that out when you want to. Yeah. That's another benefit of, graduating from Stanford with honors, being in the transfer portal, going to Michigan, utilizing NIL, doing it the right way. Drake Nugent, you're the man, bro. I love you. All right, folks, that is a wrap today. We're going to get to work here in the lab. Remember to follow us on YouTube and Twitch. Subscribe, like everything. It's Michigan versus everybody today on a Friday afternoon at 6-0 Football Academy. That's Drake Nugent. I'm Matt McChesney. The Dungeon family about to get rolling in here. So you guys have a great, blessed weekend. Enjoy the draft and go fucking Nuggets. How about the Nuggets? How about the Nuggets, baby? What? Double switch shit. All right, bitches, we're out of here.